and welcome back to the 2021 Super Sixes live from a beautiful Sparks, Maryland. Right now we have our second matchup of the women's game. We have Team USA versus Canada. Both these teams have seen each other so many times on the World Lacrosse circuit, but this is the first time that they're going to play competitively in a sixes tournament. So I'm joined with Jordan Johnson. Talk to me about this game. How do you think it's going to play out?
Listen, on paper, you would think that Canada has the advantage. I think that this game is going to be a lot closer than some may think. Listen, for Team Canada, we saw them earlier against the Haudenosaunee. They're going to run and gun. They're used to this style already. I'm interested to see how, if or not, we see some fatigue from Team Canada. This being their second game already. Team USA, their first game of the day. Maybe we see some of their fresher legs. It's going to be a very interesting matchup here that we have.
Yeah, it's interesting you should say that. I don't know if they're going to be fatigued because they got young crowd, they got older crowd, they got the entire crowd. So if you are joining us for Sixes for the first time and you've never seen this discipline before, we're going to take a look at some of the different rule changes. It's a 6v6 game. That means 5 field players, 1 goalie. It is a 30-second shot clock. It's a smaller field. You'll notice it's not the full-length field, thank goodness, because there's only 5 players. There's a 30-second timeout, and it's a shortened, abbreviated version of the game. The total playing time is about 20 minutes. Those are 8-minute quarters. We saw in the last game there is a chance for sudden victory, and if that's the case, first goal wins. There are field timeouts. It's only a quick 30 seconds. There is a huge limit on whistles. There is no shooting space in the women's game, so women's coaches around the world rejoice. There is only one draw, and it begins at the start of each quarter. So we are going to get to it right now, momentarily, the start of the Canada versus USA game. And again, if you're watching this for the first time, we're kind of learning too. These rules, while we have a pretty almost 80% done rule set, it's still a work in progress.
Right, and you talk about the whistles, Amanda. In these first 2 games, we've hardly seen any, so that's right there. If you're a fan, you're a benefit. You don't like a ton of stoppages, this Sixes game really is for you.
And if you do like stoppages, I think you should find a different game.
Maybe right
chess. Maybe chess. Because this game is fast-paced. It's fan-friendly. I mean, I know that I was yelling just as loud as everyone sitting in the crowd when that game went into sudden victory overtime. So we are going to get to it right now. This matchup is going to be incredible. We have sort of the younger name, the Wurzburgers of the world. We have Ellie Macera. We have Kylie Sears.
The Rachel Halls of the world.
Oh, man, she is phenomenal. But then also we think about Canada. You have my favorite, Eve Ritzik, but also in net right now, we have her friend. And so it's really cool because she is and I forget right now the story about, it's Cassidy Eckert. And so she wears number 35 for a Canadian goalie who had battled cancer, and she said he got in goal. It didn't matter what was going to try to stop him. It doesn't matter to her. She's still going to wear his number, and I think that's something very, very special. You take a look at that, and it's more than just a game. It's more than just a game when Kyle's the name of the goalie, Kyle Miller. He was an 06 Canada goalie. So it's a very special game for her. First draw, and now we're here. Canada versus USA. Canada looking to seal the deal. Dana, who we've seen on the draw how many times? And USA initially getting that possession.
Listen, here, right there, with who had the ball, Belle Smith. I'm really interested to see how she plays this game. One of the brightest freshmen in college lacrosse that we have here, playing Sixes for the first time, playing for Team USA here for the first time.
Kyla Sears moving it to the behind, and then Smith sealing the deal.
Right there.
And back again, Dana, who is such a voice. I mean, how could you not be? Because she is a coach at Loyola, and she plays with some of her players at Loyola. So the shot from 88, who we saw in that first game, Peroni, I think I said that name 1,000 times. USA looking for that quick feed, and Canada denying them that. That was an awesome box out by Canada.
Right, and listen, Amanda, we're going to see Dana all over the field right there as she goes right back on defense here as number 88. And, Nicole Peroni has the ball here.
And fantastic save, too. And
Here we go.
amazing takeaway.
Here we go. The U.S.
Ellie
initiating
Massera.
transition
Boom.
early.
Ellie Massera sealing the deal. Is it ironic that it's almost Mastera, but it's not? I would say not. Maybe she's my long-lost sister. So phenomenal. And here we go.
And then here we go with Dana Novi.
Dana saying, I'm going to raise you one, young one, and I'm going to stuff it in the back of the net. So here we are right now. It's a 1-2 game. USA up only by 1 goal, but we have just started. We have 20 seconds left on that shot clock. We've yet to see a women's team reach that 30-second mark. Moving it to number 18 up top, looking for that drive. Emma looking for that drive. It's not there.
And listen, we watched practice last night. Emma Ward here, number 22. She was really asserting herself. Not only as just a scorer, as we traditionally seen her in college lacrosse, but as a feeder here in sixes.
And Cassidy really making that stop at the doorstep that she needed, right? Number 35, doing phenomenal things in the goal. I happened to see her in 2019 in Peterborough, and she was all-world team, and she's all-awesome team here right now.
And listen, you talk about another goalie here, Rachel Hall, already making 3 saves here early on.
And a quick feed off to number 2, Kyla Sears, looking to roll through. It's hard. You got 4 players in front of you. It looks like we have a whistle on the play. I'm surprised that we have a whistle thus far, but it's okay. You know, it happens. And so we have a whistle on the play. It looks like USA is going to be up a player. Let's see if they use it. Right now the ball is out to Kyla. She's going to have it up top. And again, this is the first whistle, the first penalty of the play.
And let's see if they can get a shot here early on. So far, Team USA's opted to go deeper into the shot clock, but not with a player up. Let's see if they look for something early on.
Back to Kyla. Back to
and right here on the inside.
Great idea from Smith. Great idea. Execution hard. That's a hard angle shot to make.
Exactly.
Ball back out to Canada now. Charlotte Smith. Oh, I'm sorry. It's more set. Canada with the ball again. We have Peroni. I feel like I just say her name on repeat. Peroni.
One of the veterans here for Team Canada.
Her stick skills are like nothing I've ever seen. She switches left to right to right to left to left to right, and she'll still score.
As we hear Casey Choma right here with that transition goal.
Choma sealing the deal.
And listen, if you're going to be able to make plays like that in sixes, get the turnover and then go right back in transition, you're going to succeed here in sixes.
Eve Ritzik with the ball up top, looking to her teammate 45 Aurora. And again, they're spread out now. We have 3 up top, 2 down low. Looking to drive. It's tough to really make those feeds when you're double teamed, right? Like decision making. This is kind of when you see when players are veterans or they're maybe a little bit new. So now we have a change in possession right now.
Team Canada opting
Donovan passing now to
Sam Swart.
We've heard that name a lot last season, and here we go. That is a 0 angle shot that only Emma Tyrell can make.
We're used to seeing those shots.
And back of the net. No, that was deceptive, right? It almost looked like she had sealed the deal. And not today, said Sutton, not today. So Team USA up by 2, 4-2. Team USA here in the first quarter of Super Sixes.
And here, Caitlin Wurzberger with the finish.
Wurzberger is a phenomenal player, but also a phenomenal teammate. She is always about raising her teammates, looking for the feed. And if she can't make that shot and she knows it, she's going to pass it off to a teammate who can.
And listen, if you're a fan of women's lacrosse, you've been hearing her name for years. #1 recruit in high school. One of the best players to ever play in high school here. This Team USA when Belle Smith comes down very quickly in a hurry. And look at that, Ellie Massera.
Ellie Massera sealing the deal. Smith to Massera. And we have a change of possession. You'll notice, too, we have tons of subbing on the fly. A lot of these players, primarily actually in Canada, have played tons of box lacrosse. They're used to subbing on the fly. So seeing Team USA adjust to that, right? How do I sub on the fly? I don't want to be down a player who's a midi that can hang, because in this game, you're a midfielder.
Right, and listen, we saw Team USA with the focus in that in practice last night. How quickly can we sub in and out? And definitely, as you see early on, just trying to get used to that pace of play.
Rachel Hall really a voice defensively, too. Getting that ball back out to her teammates. And here we have a quick change in possession. Ball back out to our Canadian friends.
And listen, Amanda, this game is 6-2 Team USA right now, but in sixes, no lead is safe. And Team Canada is very much in this game right now. Really, if not for a few bad shots, they're right back in it, and they can get right back in it, as we see
and
right
here we
there
go,
with
Peroni. I've not seen a player like this in quite some time who has the capability of moving the ball so fast, but also her lacrosse IQ is like no other. So she seals the deal again. We saw her in that first game against Haudenosaunee, and she shows why she has earned the right to be here today. So now we have the ball, USA, Ellie Macera. It's really interesting, too, seeing USA and how they respond to a sixes game versus our traditional game. Who are the big players? Who's making good decision-making? Do you only have fast players? Do you have players that can also play defensively? And I think right now we see all the above.
Right. And listen, Team USA opted to bring a younger roster here. Really, the oldest player here is Kelsey Huff, and she's a graduate at USC.
So Kyla looking to make that initial feed and then shot, but it wasn't there. Wurzberger looking to make that feed. But that's a hard angle to make. In general, even if you're a great lacrosse player, that's a hard shot to make. So Canada super spread out. A player down right now. So seeing if and how USA is going to double team, and here they go. They send the double team right now. They're going to high pressure out and then keep someone hanging out.
Listen, they got Peroni hanging around the inside, and they just couldn't get that extra pass right there. She was wide open.
Rachel Hall clearing it back out to 13. Well, welcome back to Super Sixes. We are just finishing up our first quarter. It's 3-6. Team USA ahead only by 3. We'll come back after a quick commercial break. And welcome back to the second quarter of the 2021 Super Sixes game. Right now we have Team USA versus Team Canada, and USA up by 3. It is a 6-3 game, and we have USA right now moving it from up top, and it is quick and quick and quick. Right, Jordan?
Right, making that extra pass definitely as we see a turnover.
Canada is
USA.
like, not today.
Here we go. Wurzberger, love that hustle right there. Almost had a quick turnover there.
Erica Evans really booking it to get all the way back, only to have a turnover right now. And so we have Rachel Hall clearing it back out for Team USA. It'd be interesting to see how much USA pushes this, right? You're up by 3 goals.
As you see, they tried to go early on right there, but that was out of bounds.
Ever since coming into this quarter, we've seen forced shot after forced shot. I would like to see either team or both teams kind of pump the brakes a little bit and good decision making.
Right, and listen, going into the day, I was wondering how much of the shot clock these teams would use. And as we've seen in all these games, early on they're forcing shots early, but as we get deeper into these games, both teams are starting to go deeper into the shot clock here, as we see with Team Canada right now. And there we go, going deep into the shot clock.
And Annabelle Child sealing the deal. Eve Ritzik initially looking for that shot. It's not there. Great feed. Child making the shot, sealing the deal for Canada right now. It's a 4-6 game, and now it's a little bit tighter. So we have 33 USA up top. Emma Tyrell moving the ball. Now we have the ball behind, looking to use the crease to their advantage. Caitlin Wurzberger, that's her sweet spot.
They cannot let that ball across midfield, or if that would have been a turnover here, as Kyla Sears.
Kyla Sears looking to finish it, right? But it's not there. It seems like Team USA is a little frantic right now, if I'm being honest. It's, they have the ball, they have possession, and it's sort of some frantic turnovers. So part of that could be nerves. This is their first game of Super Sixes, and a fantastic save.
By Rachel Hall.
USA's Rachel Hall.
And she just couldn't get that second one there. That first rebound was one.
We've talked about this. Goalies have to have a short-term memory loss. Right. Nothing like making an incredible save only to have it back out, and then it gets in the back of the net. You have to pretend it didn't happen. So we have ball back out to Team USA, who is moving it fast with purpose, right? They have it for about 1 second, and they're moving it on the outside.
See now in this possession, we see them going deeper into the shot clock, trying to get a little bit more settled offense.
And they ended up using the entire 30-second shot clock. That was the first time we've seen that on the women's side. So they used the entire 30-second shot clock. It's a change in possession, and now Canada with the ball up top. And we have Dana, who's just a legend, really, really a leader on it and off the field. We have an errant shot, and now we have a change in possession. And right now, this is kind of a messy game. You know, first quarter looked a lot different from what we had before.
We're seeing a lot more ground balls and turnovers in here. Just Team USA just having a couple sloppy possessions there.
You know, Smith making a great pass. Ellie Massera can't get it. But the cool part about sixes is there's so much room and time to redeem it, right?
You just have to turn the page quickly. You can't dwell on a bad shot or an errant pass in sixes. You're right back at it.
And Canada with the ball up top. Fantastic defense from Smith. Fantastic defense. And then
Smith again just couldn't connect on that pass.
You know, Casey Choma a little too far, but hey, you gotta go faster. Turn those, as every lacrosse parent's like, wheels. You know, like we've heard that so many times, but you gotta go into that second gear, right?
Right. And listen, we've seen Team USA. They tried settling it down. That didn't work. Now they're going fast paced. At this point, they're just trying anything to just get some offense back. Had that 6-3 lead going into the quarter. Now Canada has it back up at 6-5. Maybe there's a little bit nerves there as Canada ties it.
Canada, again, you know, more set, taking her time until she had the best angle, right? She didn't shoot that from goal line extended. She shot that from a beautiful angle where she knew she could get the momentum she needed. So that was fantastic shot placement because we've seen some messy shots this quarter thus far. So Canada with the ball up top right now. We have Annabelle Child, who's really been a star in this game thus far. We didn't see her much in the last. And the dive shot, we don't see that a lot. Aurora is a phenomenal player from Canada. And we have the ball back out. Team USA, Emma Tyrell, with the ball now behind. And let's see if they pump the brakes. And it looks like they are.
Listen, it's a lot to ask for this Team USA.
Emma
a lot
Ward,
of these girls playing together for the first time together, let alone in the sixes format.
Emma Ward looking to make that feed. It wasn't there. It bounced back, and you just kind of see that ground ball, and Emma Tyrell sealing the deal.
Finish.
That was great. Like having your teammates back in that situation, that was a prime example.
Right, just being in the right places at the right time. And that's what we've seen in this sixes game as Dobie with the behind the back almost.
Dana. I think Dana's
and look at her hustle right there, getting that possession right back.
I don't know if
Canada.
you guys can hear the fans, but I'm pretty sure that's Loyola sitting there cheering for their coach.
They are loving their coach's hustle. She's been all over the field today. Wouldn't expect anything less, but once again, we're getting the Dana Dobie show here.
You know, Dana, you can see her laughing on the field. She can hear the girls yelling. Dana's incredible. She played in the Fall Classic last weekend. She is a coach at Loyola, and I'm going to say it, she is 2 years older than I am, and she can still hang. So she is quite the legend out there, and she is playing with one of her players who is a goalie for Canada. Moving the ball, looking for that inside feed to obviously Dana, but it wasn't there. Denying it.
And listen, Team USA's defense is keeping them in this game, right? This could have gotten a little bit out of hand in this quarter, but their defense and their hustle is sort of made up for their sloppy offense.
So that was an interesting situation there. So Smith kept the ball inbounds, but then Canada got it. See, if she had let it go out of bounds, it likely would have stayed with them. But I think there's some decision making here, like, okay, well, who does the ball go to if it turns over? And you kind of forget, oh, shoot, the rules are a little bit different. So now we have Canada with a very fast break. Peroni, we have a no goal. We had a whistle. Whistle was actually a timeout. That's what we call a strategic timeout. But Peroni, man, she has been a force to be reckoned with from Canada. I love seeing younger players kind of come out. So we're going to take a look at some of those last shots. Here she is, Peroni, really showing how she can catch up high. All her stick work down low, only to rip a shot, bouncer or a hip. Oh, fantastic shot from Annabelle Child, too, who's taking her time. The cool part about Canada is their stick skills are so smooth. It's like one fluid motion.
Exactly. I
never looked like that playing lacrosse, I can tell you that.
And then listen here, coming out of this timeout, if I'm Team USA, what am I doing to get settled? Can I have a two-person game here? Whatnot? Because Team USA only one goal in this quarter, a lot of sloppy passes. taking shots early on here in the shot clock. Interested to see what their approach is offensively. I love their hustle defensively throughout this game. That defense, like I said earlier, that defense has kept them in this game.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I think it would look a lot different on that scoreboard if they weren't great at defending. Mandy O'Leary, their coach, phenomenal coach from Florida, huge fan of the way that she coaches her players. And the way that USA has been setting up has been, instead of 4 on the outside, 1 posting up in the middle, it's been 3 on the top and 2 in the, posting up near the crease. And they're not getting anyone open doing that, right? So maybe if I was Mandy, or whomever for that matter,
Baxter with that finish.
Use the back of the net, use behind the crease. Use it to your advantage. Okay, we have the ball back out to USA. Looking to make something happen. Ellie Massera moving it up top. We have number 24, Donovan.
And now we're seeing them get
look at the pressure.
Bit more settled with Belle
Canada
Smith.
putting the pressure on.
And what
Doesn't
a finish
matter.
by Belle Smith.
Smith is like, okay, yeah, you play pressure on me. I'm still going to rip it from up top. And she seals the deal. So now we have an 8-7 game. USA making some adjustments there. I think they look a little bit better right now, a little more confident.
Right, a little bit more comfortable. Belle Smith using her speed to her advantage there, saying, hey, I'm just going to take over here.
Eve
and
Ritzik
what a save by Rachel Hall.
Eve Ritzik is looking for it, and Rachel Hall's like, no. I know your shot. I know you're going to shoot from the 30, and I'm going to beat you to it.
Here is one of your strategic timeouts by Team USA.
I love a good strategic timeout. I love it. So we have a 30-second timeout. If you're just joining us for Super Sixes, there are some changes, right? There's sort of a harmonization between box lacrosse and field lacrosse. You're kind of taking all the above, men's and women's lacrosse, and combining it into a short-sided, fast-paced, fun game. I love sixes because anyone can kind of pick up a little bit on sixes. And I'm not saying you're going to be MVP. I'm not going to be, like Rachel Hall or Tyrell or Wurzberger or Dana, for that matter. But it's going to be easier to help develop the sport. We've seen that. I happened to be over at the Palace Sixes Cup. We got Colombia, Argentina, Haudenosaunee, and other teams within those regions, and they're learning this game and they're loving it. It's lower barrier to entry, and that means both financially, but also it's easier to understand.
Right, and compared to traditional men's and women's field lacrosse, this is something where you can go co-ed for a nation that maybe can't get a ton of sticks for both men and women. You can definitely play this game co-ed, and that's going to be great as we move forward trying to get the sport into the Olympics here.
Okay, so we are done with that 30-second strategic timeout. It is a 7-8 game. USA is up, and USA has possession right now. So we have the ball up top with Kyla Sears, number 2. And we also have Wurzberger up top. And look how spread out they are. It looks like we have number 22, Emma Ward, behind also. And we have 12 seconds left in that second quarter, looking to move the ball, and boom.
And what a shot by Emma Ward.
That was a life-changing shot. Gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous.
And what a momentum swing for Team USA going into the half here.
I wish I had a shot like Emma Ward, So here we are at the 2021 first ever Super Sixes. USA 9, Canada 7. We're going to come back after a short break into our third quarter. Welcome back to the 2021 first ever Super Sixes, live from Sparks, Maryland. How's that for alliteration? Super Sixes, Sparks, Maryland. We are here halftime right now. Team USA, Canada, the first time these two have ever played against each other in the Sixes format. So it has been fast-paced. It's been fun. It's been incredible seeing the way that Team USA has responded in that second quarter. What are your thoughts?
Right. Listen, Amanda, I thought this game would be a lot closer than we thought, and it is so far. But I'm frankly surprised at the way Team USA came out. And listen, that second quarter was stagnant, but then we saw that goal by Emma Ward igniting a momentum shift for Team USA. Is now we're going to get.
And here we are, like you were talking about momentum shift, what's totally on point, Jordan, is that now we see initially first quarter, Canada ripping shots, fantastic shot placement. And we were curious, and you were curious, if USA would respond. And so USA doing a great job with their defense. You can see that they're putting pressure on, but Emma Ward doing a great job across the board. I mean, we saw in that second quarter that behind the back, it was life-changing. It was life-changing. So here are some highlights of shots that we've seen in the first quarters. Again, 4 quarters here in Super Sixes. Each quarter is about 8 minutes long. Right now we're in a 5-minute timeout, and we have Eve Ritzik, who has already shown in an earlier game against Haudenosaunee that she is going to shoot goals at any point in time, right?
Listen, we were wondering if Team Canada would come out a little bit gassed. Well, Eve certainly hasn't. And this Canada team has been able to keep up with them, has been able to keep their legs fresh. The subbing game has really helped them as a whole, and that's why we see Canada still in this game here with Team USA.
Well, I think a lot has to do with the fact that we have Dana in, and her entire Loyola team right there is keeping the energy up for sure. You could see her laughing, but it's incredible. Dana is a force to be reckoned with. And it's pretty incredible to know that Dana is a coach right here at Loyola, and she is on a team with one of her players. So,
right, and for her to represent Team Canada, she's been doing this for years and years and years, and for her as a veteran, that means a lot to. I know that means a lot to her, and I know that means a lot to Team Canada here.
Yeah, we have a lot of veterans here. I mean, we have John Grant Jr., who's helping out on the men's team. We have Dana. We have both the older crowd, for lack of better terms, the veterans, the MVPs, and then we also have our younger crew. It's exciting. We have Wurzburger, who's in right now, Ellie Massera, the Eve Ritzig from Canada, and then we have Dana. So
and that's the great thing about sixes here is there is no age limit here. We're seeing like Dana, for example, being able to get runs in here. There really is no age limit. Hey, you can go as old as you want. Maybe we'll see some comebacks from people in sixes.
I know,
you never know.
I'm not going back to playing lacrosse. You're going to have to wheel me out with that EMT over there. So we are going to come back after a short break. But again, we are here with Team USA versus Team Canada. It is a tight game. We have USA at 9, Canada at 7. I can't wait to see who comes out on top.
Excited too.
It's a beautiful day here in Sparks, Maryland, even though it was raining before. So we'll come back after this quick break. And welcome back to the 2021 first ever Super Sixes from Sparks, Maryland. It is a gorgeous day here in Maryland. We have a 7-9 game. Team USA women are up by just a little bit against Canada. We've seen some incredible first quarter, second quarter, the whole gamut, right? We have an older veteran crew and we have a younger crew on both rosters. And here we are, our third quarter. There's one draw at the start of each quarter in sixes. And we have Dana taking it for Canada. So this is
listen, Amanda, if the fans at home can't hear at home, the Dana Dobie fan section is loud.
Huge fan section. I'm not going to lie. I'm pretty sure those are Loyola players, but it doesn't matter. She is an incredible coach and a player and a leader. So here we are right now with the opening draw. Canada looking to possess it. And here we go. Game is on. We're at 7:52. There's a 30-second timeout in sixes, and the ball is already moving. We have our friend Peroni, who's already shown that she's going to go to net no matter what, moving it again to her teammate Aurora, who's already shown in the Haudenosaunee game that they can play a small-sided game. Dana looking to make that move for her fans here. Not happening. Rachel Hall moving it back out to number 24, Donovan, bringing it upfield. The pace of play seems a little more confident right now, Jordan.
Right, and for Team USA here on offense, let's see if they can settle it back down. They were getting a little bit sloppy in that second quarter. That momentum shifting goal by Emma Ward there as she takes another shot.
Smith to Ward, Ward to Smith, and then Ward looking to rip that shot from the outside. Look at that shot. It had power. You could hear it all the way up here. Unbelievable. We just got to get that placement down.
And that's just two of the best players in college lacrosse feeding each other.
And we have 6:54 left. We have a 30-second shot clock in this game. I should note right now, though the refs aren't always right, they're never wrong, and a lot of this is a learning process. So if you see us kind of just take a hot second, it's because this rule set, though 80% done, is not final yet.
And listen, we're all getting used to this.
Totally.
We have a long time before we can potentially see this in the Olympics, and it's been an adjustment for everyone here.
Nicole Peroni looking to seal the deal. I love it. She's actually done that shot several times. It looks like we might have an injury. Dust it off. Dust it off. Peroni just getting back up again.
These Canadians are some tough.
You know, they play box lacrosse. They know how to hang. So, and I would see, like I would see in both this game and other games, there's a huge translation between the box game and sixes, right? Small-sided, make a box. They literally have a 4-person box, and they post someone in the middle to make
Definitely
5.
the transition. Look at the behind the backs, even though that shot didn't go in. Dobie just setting him.
And Hall back out to her teammates on USA, looking for the transition. Dana playing, and look at that.
Look at that transition here. We could have some momentum here. And here we go with the goal by Erica Evans.
Oh, I'm sorry, not Peroni. Erica Evans sealed the deal, and no one on her, right? Interesting part is you saw the subbing on the fly. Dana said, you know what, it's my turn to come out.
And Canada again in transition. We're going to see.
I would say from USA we might see another strategic timeout. We have a tied game right now. It's a 9-9 game. Canada really, the 1v1, like just one-on-one with the goalie. Right. It happened on more than one occasion.
I'm listening. You can't blame the goalie there. That's almost impossible.
Casey Choma with the ball up top from Team USA. They're kind of pumping the brakes. Here is some replays. Phenomenal job from Canada. You can see here that they're like, 1v1. I'm just going to throw in a couple fakes here.
And look at
USA
Sam
responding
Swart
immediately.
Right,
and here we go. Sam Swart, 10-9, Canada.
But listen, Amanda, when
USA.
we see Team USA get settled in their offense, that's how they're producing goals here.
And here we have 2 players that are posting up on the inside, and they're kind of just rotating in. And this is what we wanted to see, right? We've seen teams score by having someone behind and utilize and crease to their advantage. And here we have back of the net, Canada on Rachel Hall. Rachel, clearing it back out to Emma Tyrell. Tyrell, who's kind of taking her time. Canada upping their defense. Eve Ritzik playing a really, really tight defense right now. Everyone in general putting on the pressure. We saw Dana do that. We have the ball up top with number 4, Ellie Massera, looking, and I thought it was still on her stick too. It's that sort of moment where there's too many fakes. She lost control of the ball. We have a turnover. Cassie Eckert clearing the ball out to number 21, Caitlin. Oh, I'm sorry, wrong team. Caitlin Wurzberger. Wrong team. All Canada. We have number right 21, Megan Kinna, who we saw do some incredible things in the midfield during the Haudenosaunee game. Ball up top.
Look at her initiating that offense
behind
the back. That's just Dana's game right there. That's another possession where Dana's just trying to feed on the inside with those behind-the-back passes.
It's where she's most comfortable. She's a low attacker. She knows how to be a great feeder and a great shooter. She's looking for those feeds and to also give those assists. And the drive up top from number 2, Kyla Sears, it's not there. It's denied by Eckert, who's really talking to her defense right now. You can hear her say, watch the girl behind, have those slides, put on the pressure. Number 2, Kyla Sears, back up top. Ball behind. We haven't seen the ball too much behind, right? And Dana just, nope, too tall for that.
Right.
Dana denies that. Cassidy clearing the ball up top. Now to number 21 from Canada, Megan Kinna, who we saw again in that Haudenosaunee game really dominate. Eva Ritzik looking for her shot. She's going to rip it.
And I'm not saying right there. I mean, that's just all body right there. She just said, hey, back off. I'm going to go to the goal here.
Incredible. She decided she wanted to play lacrosse growing up, so she played with the boys.
And then here we go here with Casey Choma with another shot right
and
there.
And she
on
responds
the outside.
immediately. We know that there isn't very much time, and it's 11-11 game. You're in the third, and there's 2:24 left in the third quarter. Dana with the ball up top, number 27, because it's worth noting Dana helped make these rules.
And listen, when Team USA
she's
makes
got her
the
fan club, you can hear them yelling.
And we can hear them. And when Team USA makes that extra pass on offense, that's where they're getting the majority of their scoring from.
Team USA quadruple teaming. But here's the thing. You could see, Canada really forcing it. It was, no, I'm going to go. So it looks like the refs, again, we're still in this sort of learning process, right? But it is really nice as a women's coach to know, like, that there aren't as many whistles. So we have a foul on USA. USA is down a player. Canada is up a player right now. Let's see if they use it to their advantage. And the ball outside.
Quickly here.
She was looking to switch. So Canada number 49, Baxter looking to switch to her left side, and USA putting the pressure on her left hand.
And that's the risk reward of going early on, is that that shot goes out of bounds like it did there. It's a turnover right there.
And we have the ball behind. Baxter keeps it in play for Canada. Again, they are still up a player, not for long. Eve Ritzik looking for her shot. Morissette looking for her shot. These are players we saw in the last game really dominate on outside shots. Eve Ritzik dominating on her behind the back. Canada keeping it in play.
And what
USA
defense there by Bree Gross on that interception right there. That's something we typically see in football.
And they need it at Casey Choma with the ball up top. She looks to drive, and look at that decision making. That is smart lacrosse IQ. You know, I'm not going to go through 3 players. I'm going to pull it back out. Who can we get open? There is a lot of contact happening in the 8. I don't know if you see
Team USA
Eve
has to
Ritzik,
go with 7 seconds left here.
3 versus 33, putting the pressure on each other. Eve Ritzik looking for that cut up top. Number 33 from USA.
And what a save right there from Cassidy Eckert.
Cassie Eckert making that save. I saw her in the 2019 U19 Women's World Championship. She wears number 35 for Kyle Miller. Kyle Miller was the 06 Canada goalie who unfortunately passed away from cancer. And she wears his number 35 because regardless, he was always fighting, even in net. And that is a Eve Ritzik.
Eve Ritzik classic goal, as we've seen all game and all day for that matter.
USA.
Belle Smith right back at it.
She wanted it. You think, I have a fantastic clear. Am I going to get it in the back of the net? So we are done with our third quarter.
And how about that momentum shift, Amanda? 12-11 Team Canada as we go into the fourth quarter.
And welcome back to the 2021 first ever Super Sixes from Sparks, Maryland. We are now in the fourth quarter of our Team USA women against Team Canada women game. So fourth quarter, 12-11. Everyone loves a comeback, Jordan. We've seen thus far in the Super Sixes games that while there is a 30-second shot clock, you've got a lot of time.
Right. And then look at here, this matchup here at the draw that we're coming back into.
Love me a good matchup.
With Dana Dobie and Belle Smith, two of the best.
And we're going to take a look at some of the last goals from our third quarter. So Eve Ritzik, who is queen of ripping it from the 30, along with our behind the back. So that was the last goal of the third quarter. It is a 12-11 game. This is a tight game. We knew it was going to be tight. I'd be interested to see if this goes into sudden victory.
And if we do, again, that's first goal wins, sudden victory here with sixes.
And we have Dana taking the first draw. And if you're just queuing into sixes, there's a draw at each quarter. There's 4 quarters, but the change in possession happens on the goalie clear. It's not a reset every single time. So when you're in that fourth quarter or you're in sudden victory, a draw is a non-negotiable. If you're, either Canada or USA for that matter, you really got to fight for it. So Canada initially looking to make that.
And that was well played by Team USA.
Look at that perfect draw. That's what you teach players to do on draws.
And that was almost another good feat there by Belle Smith. Done a great job of initiating Team USA's offense here as they try to settle down a little bit, not take as many shots early on in the clock, but Belle Smith has done a great job as sort of the initiator here for Team USA.
Tough decision-making from USA, like to dominate on that draw, get possession, only, turn it over is a tough thing to do. So we have it in the back of the net already, right off. I mean, there was all of 30 seconds, That is our friend and your friend, Nicole Peroni, who has thus far in Super Sixes dominated in goals. So we have the ball behind for Team USA looking to make that shot. It's not there, but look at this decision making.
And what decision making by Casey Chomo, just couldn't get that low shot in.
Cassidy Eckert, who's like, I'm used to this. I play box lacrosse. Are you kidding me?
I have to credit Choma there with the decision.
45 looking to drive.
And Hall, as she gets out of her crease.
And I love this because coming out of the crease as a goalie is a super risky move in the sixes game, right?
Right.
So that you've got to be very confident as a goalie to think, hey, I'm going to drop in because you're gonna leave an empty net otherwise.
Little room for error there, but Rachel Hall played that about as perfectly as you could have right there.
So Kyla Sears getting it from behind. I think she's really going to dictate where this feed comes from, right? Because by using behind the net, you're using it as a pick.
And look at Tyrell. She almost had a wide open shot.
Back to Kyla. We got 7 seconds left in the shooting clock. Ooh, and seals the deal.
That was a highlight reel.
I know there's some kids at home thinking I can make that shot. We call that like a 2%er shot. That is a hard one to make. That was an incredible seal the deal
But when
shot.
it goes in, it's an absolute beauty. As Team USA on defense here almost had another turnover
Eve
there.
Ritzik playing some contact there.
Team USA opted to go scrappy, making this a ground ball game for Team Canada.
Kyla trying to get possession. Actually, everyone trying to get possession.
Maybe saying, hey, fourth quarter of the second game of the day, we're going to make you guys go down low and get these ground balls.
Canada more set,
Canada.
Really making that feed.
And that transition, there we go for Team Canada.
Goal for Canada.
Megan Canada. Team Canada has done a better job of playing the one-on-one transition.
We've heard her name a lot. Canada upping their defense, now forcing the turnover, 88.
And
Peroni.
here we go. They are right back at it. Setting
Peroni
up
to
another
Evans.
one-on-one situation.
Evans.
But what a save by Rachel Hall.
And she's almost going to do it again. That was a great save from Rachel Hall. They needed that, right? It's a 14-12 game. USA is down on their home turf by 2 goals.
But listen, this is only a 2-goal game, and with that 30-second shot clock, Team USA is still very much in this game as they're taking down the shot clock smartly.
Casey Choma to Bella Smith.
And
Emma Tyrell looking to drive. Got it knocked out for a hot second. Back for possession. Ripping the shot. Smith looking. And Cassidy is like, nope, not today.
Those high shots for somebody as tall as her.
I don't
those
know.
come relatively easily, you would say, Amanda.
Yeah, it's interesting, too. By the way, Cassidy is such a cool, calm, collected goalie. You don't really see that often. Goalies tend to be a little more like high energy, and she is high energy. You know, lacrosse and goalies run in her
She's
family.
done a great job today of communicating with her defense, making sure everybody's set here, and we're seeing that in the play of Team Canada here.
Her father was a goalie for Team Canada, and you know he was and her cousin, a box lacrosse goalie. It runs in her family. It was something she always wanted to do. It's special for her family, and it's really nice to see her in net. I didn't see her in the other game, but now we get to see her now.
And when you have it in the genes, and they're surprised to see her here for Team Canada.
33, Erica Evans up top. We're going to go Dana to Evans. We got Aurora. At Aurora, I have
Team USA
Evans,
opting for more the zone.
Dana, oh, here we go, back. You know, it's just kind of the Evans to Dana. Oh, and here we go. See, here's the thing. They're trying to catch USA from turning their backs to what's happening behind them, and that's exactly what they did. When you do that, the slide isn't there. They can't play that double-team defense, and then they have a shot opportunity on top of the fact that all of those players are, in fact, blocking the goalie's view.
Right, as you see here, we're going to get another restart here.
All right.
USA.
So we have the ball up top here for Team USA. It looks like both Canada is down a player, and USA is down.
That was a smart
player
sub right there by Swart as Choma finishes there.
So both teams are down a player. It looks now like USA is going to be even with their 5 field players and their goalie. Canada is still going to be down a player. Now, I'd love to see if Team USA uses this to their advantage.
Credit Reggie Thorpe there, having Swart with that last sub, making that quick pass, and then subbing out to get the quick goal right there.
And Eve Ritzik looking for the drive. It's kind of hard to drive if you've got a double team. You have someone on you, and you have someone waiting to double team you.
And what a shot. Did that go in? Yes, it did.
But Eve is like, I will still score. And that's exactly what she did. Nothing like shooting from the 30.
That may have been the farthest shot today we've seen, Amanda. At sixes, usually we're seeing these close shots.
We are.
Eve's saying, hey, I'll go as far as I can.
Not today. Not Eve Ritzik, who is such a tough player. You'll see she played with boys. I mean, she grew up, she had a brother who played lacrosse. There wasn't a girls program. She was like, not today. Nope, I'm going to join the boys team. And that's what she did. So you'll see a lot of box. She has some box techniques that she uses. She's very physical. You'll see that. She'll get a little physical over there by the goal. But, man, she's got that sidearm shot, and she's got it behind the back. And she makes it look so easy. So,
and as you saw in that last shot, very vocal as well. Make sure, hey, you guys are going to know my name today.
And here we are right now. We have a 16-13 game. USA down by 3, and rain coming down also by the 3s. It is 2 minutes, 4 seconds left in the fourth quarter. For just joining us, Super Sixes last quarter. So each quarter is 8 minutes. We have a 30-second on-field timeout, and we are back to play momentarily. So this is a close game. We knew it was going to be a close game. I would say, Canada, they've already had one game under their belt. They played the Haudenosaunee earlier today. That was such a tight game. That was exciting. This is tight, too. It looks like USA is a little bit frantic still. There have been several turnovers, and they've adjusted, but not enough.
Right, and listen, you talk about the chemistry with any time you get a national team together, especially these teams haven't necessarily played a lot of lacrosse together, but they're getting that chemistry. You're seeing that in Team Canada as opposed to Team USA, this being their first action altogether.
And USA looking to make that goal, to get it in the back of the net. They're not able to. They hit that post, and now it's a turnover. So Canada with the ball on the outside. And if I were Canada, I'd look at the clock thinking, okay, it's 16 seconds left on the shot clock. We don't need to force it. And it looks like they're doing exactly that. So ball behind right now, looking for that feed from 88 Peroni. It's not there. That was a great defensive set from USA.
And now here Team USA getting some transition on their own.
Kyla
That's Kyla Sears. That's a finish to get Team USA back into it.
Love it. Can you feel that momentum switch, right? It's, and we're back in it again. So
then again, with this sixes format, can't get too high, can't get too low. As they have to go right back on defense.
Eve Ritzik is going to try to respond. She looks to drive. I have a feeling she might try again soon. And again, Peroni looking to go for it. She did get checked. She got checked in the head. She did. So we're going to let her be seen by someone. It looks like we're going to have a foul on the play. I should note, this is only like the second or third whistle we've even heard in this game.
Listen, check these at a premium. We usually see a lot of that in the traditional field game, but with this sixes format, no really room for that here.
I know. Women's coaches rejoice. A limit on whistles. Oh, man, it's beautiful to see a free-flowing game. Ball up top again. We have Peroni moving it to 33, who seals the deal. Erica Evans.
It's right there on the inside where she's been all day.
Erica Evans. And we got it back out to Team USA, looking to answer. Is it there? Can they dictate what? And it looks like
smart timeout there by Reggie Thorpe as they were trying to get settled on offense.
Love me a strategic timeout, and I know coaches do. You don't get very many, but if you have possession of the ball and you are looking at that clock right now, and it's 42 seconds left, and you're USA, it's 14-17 Canada, and now it's definitely raining like crazy.
Well,
so
listen, Amanda, with this shortened shot clock, Team USA can get a quick goal out of this timeout, make this game 17-15. They're very much in it here.
Absolutely. I mean, this game, you can change the momentum very quickly, but you won't be able to utilize that full 30 seconds.
And unlike in traditional field, you don't necessarily have to worry about going out and winning another draw.
Yes.
It's about that hustle. Can you go back after you score that goal and get the ball right back and get another quick goal here?
And that's one of the tough things about the traditional game, but also one of the most beautiful things is if you have someone that can dominate the draw, you can dominate the game because you're possessing the ball every time. And so with sixes, there's a little more chance to come back and be competitive in other ways, in other forms on that field. So here we have, again, we're back in play, USA with the ball looking to bring it back, right? 33 seconds left.
Would have liked to see them get an earlier shot here. Let's see if they get one off.
28 seconds left in this quarter. They have 3 seconds left in this shot clock. Cassidy with the ball. We have 20 seconds left.
Yeah, and Team USA really needed a shot there, down with Team Canada coming back off on offense.
And they will see each other again, though. If you're looking at this being like, come on, they will see each other again tomorrow. This is sort of like a robin kind of tournament schedule. We have 3 seconds left, 2, and it is raining, and people are excited. Team Canada's fan club over there, Dana's fan club, having a blast. So as you can see, Canada in the middle, a fantastic job by them. Both teams should be proud.
And what about this Canada team coming out, playing 2 games? They've looked great, both of those, Amanda, haven't they?
Yeah, Dana doesn't look like she's 37 like me, okay? So thank you for joining us for the Team USA Canada game. We're going to take a look at some of these replays, though, of this game. Phenomenal shots. Thank you for joining us for Team USA versus Canada. Our next docket is the men's USA team against men's Canada. We'll see you after the break.